Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello friends, welcome to Entri, India's best application and best YouTube channel to crack any of the government exam. I, Deepmani Bharadwaj, welcomes you all again, and today we will be discussing current affairs of July 4th week of 2020. So all these current affairs are going to be very important because the examinations are very near and it is going to start from IBPS RRB from the next month itself. So let's start with the first important headline. The first important headline is HRD Ministry renamed as Ministry of Education. Yeah, HRD Ministry's name is changed and it is renamed to Ministry of Education. So Ministry of Human Resource Development, that is HRD, has been renamed as Ministry of Education. The Union Cabinet has approved the change in the name of the ministry. The head of the ministry is Mr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank. The HRD ministry name was adopted in 1985 during the tenure of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, as it was changed from the Ministry of Education. The changes in the name of the ministry has been proposed in order to focus on education and learning. The new National Education Policy, that is NEP, will replace the existing National Policy on Education, which was first formulated in 1986 and last modified in 1992. So the important thing that you must remember is that the name that has been changed, that is from Ministry of HRD to Ministry of Education. And the second most important thing is, who is the head of HRD Ministry at now? He is Mr. Ramesh Pokhriyal. So please do remember these two important points. Fine. Let's move on to the next headline. Next headline says, Archana Soaring named by UN chief to new advisory group. It is very important. So, Indian climate activist Archana Soaring has been named by UN Secretary General Antonio to his new advisory group comprising young leaders who will provide perspectives and solutions to tackle the worsening climate crisis as the global body mobilizes action as a part of the COVID-19 recovery efforts. Archana Soaring joins 6 other young climate leaders from around the world who have been named by the UN Secretary General Mr. Antonio to his new youth advisory group on climate change. Archana is experienced in advocacy and research, and she is working to document, preserve and promote the traditional knowledge and cultural practices of indigenous communities. So again, it is important. From here you must remember two important points. First, Archana Soaring, she is important. Moreover, one more point that is important is UN Secretary General, who is Mr. Antonio. Fine. Let's move on to the third important headline. Third important headline is Hisham Mishishi becomes the new Prime Minister of Tunisia. So again, this is very important. Fine. So let's have discussion about Tunisia first. Who is the President of Tunisia? He is Mr. Sayyed. What is the capital of Tunisia? It is Tunis. And what is the currency of Tunisia? It is Tunisian dinar. So please remember, all these three are very important points. As you already know, who is the PM now? He is Mr. Hisham Mishishi. Second point, who is the President? He is Mr. Sayyed. What is the capital of Tunisia? It is Tunis. And what is the currency of Tunisia? It is Tunisian dinar. So please remember all these important points. Fine. Now let's understand about its headline. The headline says that Tunisia's Interior Minister Hisham Mishishi has been appointed as the new PM of the country. He succeeded Alice Fakfak, who resigned over allegations of a conflict of interest. He has a month to form a government. Fine. So this question can be asked that who is the present PM? So the present PM is Alice Fakfak, who would be replaced by Hisham Mishishi. So these two are the important points. Apart from this, the important thing is that who is the president? He is Mr. Sayyed. Now As well as being the interior minister in the outgoing government, Mishashi has been a counselor to the President Sayyid, handling legal matters. He has previously been Chief of Staff at the Ministry of Transport and also served in the Ministry of Social Affairs. So these were the important points. Let's move on to the next important headline. Next headline says that RBI signs $400 million currency swap with Sri Lanka. The Reserve Bank of India has signed an agreement for extending a $400 million currency swap facility to Sri Lanka. This currency swap is used to boost the foreign reserves and ensure the financial stability of the country, which is badly hit by COVID-19 pandemic. Everyone knows that because of COVID-19, each and everything is suffering. No matter it is the economic condition, no matter it is the health condition, everything is suffering because of it. So this currency swap arrangement will remain available till November of 2022, that is 2022. Fine. Sri Lanka was set to enter into an agreement with RBI for a currency swap worth $400 million under the SAARC, that is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation Framework. Fine. Now let's understand what is this currency swap. This term is quite new to you, isn't it? So let's understand what is it. In this swap arrangement, a country provides dollar to a foreign central bank, which at the same time provides the equivalent funds in its currency to the former. Based on the market exchange rate at the time of transaction, the parties agree to swap back these quantities of their two currencies at a specified date in the future, which could be the next day or even 2 years later, using the same exchange rate as that was in the first transaction. Fine. So let's have some important discussion as well, which can be asked in the exam. The first important point is, who is the present governor of RBI? He is Mr. Shakti Kanta Das. And where are its headquarters? The headquarters of RBI is in Mumbai. When RBI was founded? It was founded on 1st April 1935. Fine. Apart from that, who is the president of Sri Lanka? It is also important. It may be asked in the exam. So the president of Sri Lanka is Mr. Gotabaya. Fine. Gotabaya. Let me write it so that you can easily get to know about it. Fine. So let me write it. Please note it down as it is important. He is Mr. Gotabaya. He is the president of Sri Lanka. Who is the prime minister of Sri Lanka? He is Mr. Mahinda. Please remember, he is Mr. Mahinda. He is the PM of Sri Lanka. What is the capital of Sri Lanka? The capital of Sri Lanka is Sri Jayawardhane Kotte. The currency of Sri Lanka is Sri Lankan rupee. So all these were important points that may be asked in the exam. Please make a note of it. Fine. Let's move on to the next important headline. President Kovind appoints Anandiben Patel as the governor of MP. See, the President of India, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, has appointed the governor of UP, Anandiben Patel, to discharge the functions of the governor of MP. This development has come after MP Governor Lalji Tandon passed away. The power conferred by Articles 155 and 160 of the Constitution was exercised by the President. On 28th June, Patel was given the additional charge of MP during the absence of Governor Mr. Lalji Tandon. She has served as the former Chief Minister of Gujarat and she was the first female Chief Minister of the state. So these were the important points. Now, next headline says, Stuart Broad becomes the 7th bowler to take 500 test wickets. He is the England cricketer and you may know him from a long time as he has been a player, a very good player, but you can remember his name because of one and only Indian cricketer. Who's that? He is Yuvraj Singh, who hit 6 balls with the 6 sixes. You remember that World Cup? Yeah, that was the very important and very crucial World Cup of that time, isn't it? So, England cricketer Stuart Broad becomes 7th bowler to take 500 wickets in the Test cricket. Stuart Broad achieved an elusive milestone on day 5 of the 3rd Test against West Indies in Manchester. Craig Brathwaite became Stuart Broad's 500th Test wicket. Broad is the second England bowler after Anderson. Anderson was the first one to take this, and the 7th overall in the overall list of highest wicket takers, which is led by Sri Lankan legend Muthaiya Muralidharan with 800 scalps, followed by Shane Warne with 708 wickets, followed by Anil Kumble with 619, followed by Anderson with 589 wickets, followed by Glenn McGrath of Australia with 563 wickets, and Courtney Walsh with 519 wickets. They are ahead of Broad at the moment. Fine. So these were the important headlines. Now let's have a look to some important questions. The first important question is, recently Lalji Tandon has passed away. He was the governor of which state? So he was the governor of Madhya Pradesh. It is very important. Please make a note of it. Next question is, recently who has been appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of SBI Cards and Payment Services? He is Mr. Ashwani Kumar Tiwari. Fine. So the correct answer is Mr. Ashwani. Another question is, recently who has been appointed as the new personal secretary to the President of India, Ramnath Kovind? And the correct answer is P. Praveen Siddharth. Next question. Former cricketer Barry Jarman has passed away. He related to which country? He belonged to Australia. Recently, which state government has indulged transgender community under Madhu Babu Pension Yojana? And the correct answer is Odisha. Recently, Ministry for Power, New and Renewable Energy, R.K. Singh inaugurated India's first public electrical vehicle charging plaza in which city? And the correct answer is New Delhi. So please remember these points. These all are very important for your exam. Recently, which ministry has launched PM Swanidhi mobile app? And the correct answer is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Which state has become the first state in India which started to use drones to inspect power lines and transmission towers? And the correct answer is Maharashtra. So the Maharashtra has become the first state in India which started to use drones to inspect power lines and transmission towers. Fine. Next question is, Indian Railways plan to connect the capitals of northeast states through a rail network by which year? And the correct answer is 2023. So Indian Railways is planning to connect the capitals of northeast states through rail network by 2023. Recently, who has appointed as Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Karur Vysya Bank? And the correct answer is Ramesh Babu. Fine. So all these were important questions which can be asked in the exams. Kindly be with Entri so that we keep on giving you the best result from us, that is including the current affairs, including reasoning, mathematics, each and everything. So since we are giving best from our end, so we expect the best from your end also. So for giving your best, you must give the rank booster quiz that is available daily at 10 a.m. where we are giving 15 questions, and for these 15 questions we are providing you 15 minutes. So from where you will get this quiz? You will get this quiz from the link that is given in the description. So please follow the description and give this quiz so that you can boost up your rank. And this rank booster quiz is very important for your IPS RRB. Fine. So please do like, comment and share this video so that we can keep on giving our best and we want the maximum result out from you. So thanking you. Thanks a lot.